2025 Sony Open is here, coming off of a minus 35 winner in Hideki Matsuyama. He's going to be teeing it up this week. We're going to go over the course preview. We're going to go over some players inside the top 10 for total strokes gained. We'll talk about some of the aspects in the categories that I think matter this week. We'll go over players that can trip you up, and we'll do some Draftkings Darlings. Welcome, everyone. I'm Andy from WagerTalk. Go ahead and hit the like button and leave me a comment. Tell me what you like this week betting-wise. Let's talk about the course here. I will start off by saying highly disappointed in the amount of photos and videos on this course. I will never understand why golf courses don't have more photos and videos of their courses than you know what to do with. It blows my mind how hard it was to find decent photos. And I couldn't even find photos of my favorite hole on this one. So, all right, let's talk about Waialae Country Club. It's pretty easy. Its biggest defense is wind, and it doesn't look like there's going to be much wind. So look for players to really be taking aim at these pins. It's fairly short. It's only a par 70. It's about 7,000 yards. The rough is a little bit shorter. Normal, like way back when, the rough was pretty tough to hit out of. It's really not. It's less than 2 inches. So you miss the fairway, and it's not necessarily a really brutal, difficult shot, especially with how short this course is. But without the wind, this is all about accuracy. You're not going to bomb this course and, really, overpower it. It's going to be a second shot course. So we'll take a look at who's been good with their irons. But there's a lot of trees. You can kind of see in this photo right here. There are a lot of trees there. Wayward drives. You can absolutely end up behind a tree where you have to punch out or something. And on a course like this, it's just like really, really frustrating, when something like that happens. So it's beautiful. It's signatures, those palm trees that form the letter W. I think it's one of the hokiest things on tour. I mean, I don't know if that gets you excited. Whatever. It's just the conditions are going to be really calm. It's a forgiving course. Greens are small, so you're going to have to be accurate. But without the winds, I think you're going to see some pretty good scoreable conditions, especially Thursday and Friday. So I don't think we're going to be seeing the minus 30s this week, but there's going to be a lot of birdie opportunities for this one. So you're looking at guys that can really go low. And of course, anytime you have a course like this, someone's going to come out of nowhere with a really hot putter the first couple days. It's going to happen. There's going to be someone weird up at the top of the leaderboard who's like, plus 8 strokes gained putting or something like that. But just hit your fairways. Don't have to bomb it. I think you're going to see a lot of 3 woods on some of these holes. The par 5s are reachable pretty easy. So I think this is going to be a pretty good low scoring contest this week. So let's take a look here at some total strokes gained from our good friends over at Data Golf. So we'll take a look here. Who's in your top 10? Matsuyama is in your top 10 over the last 6 months. Pendrith, Connors, a couple Canadians coming in second and third. Then Russell Henley, Robert McIntyre, Kurt Kitayama, interesting name up there. Harry Hall, Luke Clanton is teeing it up. Tom Kim is going to be making his debut this week. Byung-Hun An. I mentioned that this is a second shot course, so let's take a look here. Kurt Kitayama. I mean, the guy can hit his irons, can't putt to save his life, minus 0.52 putting. That's awful. Matsuyama, of course, is up there. Tom Kim, Taylor Pendrith, Andrew Putnam happens to be one of my DraftKings darlings for a reason. Lucas Glover, Corey Connors. So Lucas Glover is another one. Honestly, let's take a look at Putnam and Glover. So these guys, their total strokes gained aren't that good. And off the tee, Glover and Putnam are minus strokes gained. But look what their weakness is. Their weakness is distance, but they're accurate. And those are guys that I'm looking at going, I think they're going to outperform what their stats would say. Because when you're on this course and your biggest weakness is distance off the tee, it's not that big of a deal. So, Putnam, he's got a little bit of a problem here with putting, but Glover's decent putting. Their approaches are really good. So just take a look at some of these guys that are not that long off the tee, and I think they outperform with their prices. So those are some of your top 10 total strokes gained here. So let's get back to it. Let's do some players that can trip you up. Or no, I'm sorry. Let's just do my favorite hole and the 18th hole before we get to that. I've also got some specials I'm going to tell you about, guys, here in just a bit. All right, my favorite hole. I literally couldn't find flyover video or good pictures of the 6th hole. So even though I'm talking about the 6th hole, I'm just showing you a generic picture of the course. That's come on, Waialae, you're better than this. My favorite hole is the 6th hole. It's par 4, 390. I love it because it's got a fairly sharp dog leg to the left. And if you hit your tee shot in the fairway, you're licking your chops because you're having a really short wedge coming into the green. If you miss the fairway, there are a lot of trees in the landing area, and you could absolutely have a blocked view where you may even have to punch it out, or you may have to try and keep it low and try and roll it up onto the green. I love the dog leg. It's a very, very narrow landing area. So I think you're going to see some guys try and bomb it over the dog leg. You're going to see some guys try and shape it around. There's going to be a lot of different strategies. But if you hit it in the fairway, you got to be looking at birdie. But don't be surprised if you see some bogeys or worse with guys that miss the fairway, because this hole will absolutely trip guys up if they miss it. So that's my favorite hole on this course. All right, 18th hole, par 5, 500 yards, yawn. There's just nothing to this hole. It's straight. It's flat. It's reachable for everybody. I think it's a terrible finishing hole. There's no strategy. There's no it's not hard. It's not going to catch the leader, asleep. I guess the only redeeming quality you can say is if somebody's down 1 or 2 shots, they have a chance, at an eagle, definitely a chance at birdie. But like last year, Grayson Murray, who won this tournament, rest in peace, he was -4. He birdied this hole every single round. He shot -17, and -4 of those was on this hole. It's just a nothing hole. I think it's an awful finishing hole. It's got no character to it. It's got no features. It's completely forgettable. So I'm giving this thing a 2 out of 10. This is one of the worst 18th holes on tour. So there you go. I'd absolutely destroy the 18th hole. But what can I say? It is bad. So, all right. I mentioned some specials that we have up. This is a really important time of year for us because we run our annual golf and auto racing special. Shout out to the production team. This is an awesome use of AI and photos. Getting a Formula One car next to a golf cart, that is AI. That is AI graphics done very, very well. But we run this every year. It's only $299. Why should you get this? Because we've turned a profit every single year in golf and auto racing. Every single year. We were #1 in golf profits last year. Every single year we turn a profit. So every year that you've gotten this special, it's been a moneymaker for you. So we have that. We're also running 30 days of tennis. Why is that important? Because the Australian Open starts next week. But the Australian Open qualifiers are right now, and we are betting on those. 45 and 18 run. Yes, you heard that right. 45 and 18 run tennis. These are very, very gettable matches that are going on right now. So the best way to take advantage is we're just running a special for 30 days, only $59. So 30 days of tennis, only $59. #1 lifetime. We're up 134 units the last 3 years. So that is an absolute smoking deal. If you are wanting to get long-term, all plays, all sports, you can use the promo code Andy365 on checkout. You go get 12 months, and it's priced down to $99 per month. A 30-day pass is $299. This gets you every month for $99. It's like 65% off. Use the promo code Andy365. We're #1 the last 2 years. We wrapped up 2024 with 128 units. 2023 was 91 units. Nobody has won more units in the last 2 years than us. So if you're looking for how can I build my bankroll long term, look no further. This is what we do. We've been building bankrolls for years. So use the promo code Andy365 if you're looking for longer term success and ways to build your bankroll. If you're just looking for something short term, grab the 30 days tennis for only $59. And if you're looking for golf and auto racing, again, have never had a losing year since joining WagerTalk in either of these sports. $299 gets you a year's worth of both these sports. All right. Let's go to players that can trip you up. I'm going to start with Ben On. Price is a top 5 guy this week. I don't know about that. I don't get it. He was 32nd last week in a short field. He drives the ball a mile, but he's not that accurate. And distance doesn't really matter here. So I'm not sold that Ben On should be priced here. It's just way too expensive. So I'm going to be laying off Ben On this week. Up next, Siwoo Kim. He's priced as a top 10 guy. Again, it just feels really generous. This guy finished 32nd last week, tied with Ben On, actually. He finished outside the top 25 in 5 out of the last 6 times he's played here. I know he won this in 2023, but that sure looks like the outlier. His putting is outside the top 40 in the field last 6 months. I think people are just going to see, oh, he won this before as a former winner, but way too expensive. I'm laying off Siwoo Kim. And then I think people may think Nick Taylor's a sneaky one because he's finished 7th here 2 years in a row, but he's minus 0.12 strokes gained putting the last 12 months. And even though he finished 7th here last year, he won the Phoenix Open. After that, he hasn't had a top 10 finish yet. He was 48th last week. I know he's been good here the last 2 times. This is a year I'm just going to be staying away from him. After that win at the Phoenix Open, his game just completely fell off a cliff. So he's not been playing good. So Nick Taylor, I think people are going to say, oh, he plays good here. But I think that's pretty risky here. So those are players that can trip you up. Let's do Draftkings Darlings. Maverick McNeely was a fantastic Draftkings Darling for us last week. Let's see if we can find some others. Taylor Montgomery, 6,400. He has not been very good, but he finished 12th and 13th here the last 2 years, and this guy's putter can get hot at any time. I know I just told you that Nick Taylor played good the last 2 years here, but hasn't been good recently. It's the same thing with Taylor Montgomery, but it's all about the price here. 6,400, that is absolute bottom of the barrel. If he gets a hot putter, he will make the cut. And if he makes the cut and gets us weekend points, we're in good shape. If he finishes in the top 20 like he did the last 2 years, holy cow, this is the best deal for DraftKings, guys. Patrick Rogers, 7,300. He only has 1 missed cut the last 13 tournaments he's played in. He finished 24th here last year. Not a strong field, so I like Rogers. Consistently making cuts. He has good vibes from last year. And shout out to Patrick Rogers. He played golf in high school about 20 minutes away from where I live. So Patrick Rogers. And then we'll do Andrew Putnam. I mentioned him earlier. 2 straight top 10 finishes the last 2 years here. He missed the cut at the last couple tournaments he's been in, but again, his weakness is driving distance, which isn't needed here. Plus 0.27 strokes gained putting the last 12 months. His approach and around the green numbers are solid, and that's what's needed here. So I can see him making the cut again this year and racking up some points for us on the weekend. Again, you got guys with driving distance as their weakness, not that big of a deal here. So we have an article that is up at WagerTalk.com if you want to check that out. It's got all these write-ups. It also has my full DraftKings lineup in. So you got 3 other options. I'm kind of going stars and scrubs this week. I don't have very many middle tier guys in there. So go check that out at my profile page, wt.buzz/AL. I believe that is going to do it for us. Thanks to everybody that joined the Fantasy Golf League. A lot of fun. I think we almost got to 40 people. I think we're at 37 people in the league. So shout out to everybody that joined. Don't forget to set a lineup this week, and it is a long season. So you have one bad tournament, don't worry about it. Everyone's going to have their bad season. So again, take advantage of the golf and auto racing special. Take advantage of the 30 days of tennis. And if you are interested in long-term, we have that promo code up, Andy365. And if you have any questions, if you want to do a consultation call, I offer that to everybody that gets a 1-year package. So if you got any questions about how anything works, or you just want to talk about some of your long-term goals with your bankroll, I'm open. Just leave a comment in the comment section and I'll reach out to you. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. Good luck on all your plays, and we'll see everyone later.